Hello, I'm DeDe, and I'm glad you're here with me for 30 minutes of yoga for flexibility. Flexibility is important. It makes our bodies feel more comfortable to be in, and it helps our joints function better. So here's what you'll need if you're on a hard floor, as I am. As usual, you'll need a yoga mat. It has good non-slip properties as well, which is important. You'll need some water for hydration. You'll need plenty of space around your space. You'll need to give yourself permission to only do what feels right for you and to move at the pace and the range of motion that feels right for your body. And you probably won't need your shoes and socks. All right, let's come to a standing position. Feet underneath your hips. Soften your knees a tiny bit. Roll your shoulders back and down. Let your arms come down to your sides. Swivel your arms around so your inner elbows and your palms are facing forward. And then we'll make sure that the ears are back over the shoulders. The shoulders are back so they're over the pelvis. And then we'll close the eyes if we're comfortable doing that. And we'll take some deep breaths in and out through the nose. So bring yourself right here, right now, in this moment. You're here. You're here with your body. You're here with your awareness and your attention. You're here with your brain and your breath. No better place to be right now than right here. All right, and then let your eyes begin to open if they're closed. All right, roll your shoulders up and back and down. And do that again. Two more. All right, and then on your next inhale, take your arms out. And as you exhale, look over your shoulder and let your arms wrap around your body. You come back to the center. Inhale. Let your arms wrap around your body this way as you exhale. We'll go side to side. Still breathing deeply, so that's not really fast breathing, is it? If you have a lot of areas of your life where you feel like you're rushing around and busy and doing things and being super, super productive, let this be one of the times where you get to back away from that. You get to move more slowly. Last one. And then inhale, arms are down at your sides. As you exhale, press your right hand into your leg and just bend to the side a little bit. Inhale to the center, press your left hand into your leg, lean over. We'll go back and forth. So we're not forcing anything. We're just trying to create a little bit of curve A little bit of side bend with the breathing. Now, if you feel comfortable doing it, you can take one arm slightly up. And you're still getting that support here from your hand on your leg. One more. Now we'll stand up, we'll keep our balance, we'll roll the shoulders back and down, and then we'll roll the right foot around, kind of a circle, like an ankle circle, and then the left foot too. Inhale as you go halfway around, exhale to finish. So at any point when we're doing any of our moves, if you need to be close to a sturdy chair or a countertop or a wall to steady yourself and get some light support, I want you to do that. Can we add an arm here with the thumb up and the elbow leading? And can you turn your torso and your face a little bit? Keep your balance. And one more. Now we'll put the hands on the hips and we'll intentionally go way up on the tiptoes of our right foot, and then we'll come down. We're not actually lifting up, we're just coming up on the tiptoes without much weight on the foot. Inhale as you lift your heel way up, and then exhale and switch. So as we do this, let's press the fingers to one side, and then we'll press the fingers to the other side, because eventually we'll have some weight on our hands and our wrists. You're still moving with your breathing, right? Pay attention to your breathing. It really helps to keep you in the present moment because it's happening right now. All right, and then we'll stand tall. Once again, just like we started, palms forward, inner elbows forward. This is where you might need to steady yourself against the wall or a chair or a countertop. Inhale, come up on your tiptoes, and exhale down. Even if you feel really comfortable, you might be just a little bit safer holding on to something, but it's up to you. Just make sure you're doing the right thing. Now let's add some arms here. Elbows are bent. So, do you ever think about that your yoga is always with you? Even though I talk about you need a yoga mat, maybe a folded towel or some water, really, what do you actually need to do yoga? You just need your body and a few moments. You just need to bring yourself into your body with your awareness. You just need to breathe with some mindfulness. And maybe you don't even move for your yoga. Maybe you're just standing in mountain pose the whole time. This, by the way, is mountain pose. Maybe you're sitting at your desk and you're doing some yoga where you're just concentrating, you're sitting up tall, you're present. It's always with us. Remember that. Let's do one more of these double foot tiptoes. And then we'll come down. And then we'll inhale, hands on your legs. Exhale, sit back with your hips. Hello, Prissy. And then we'll do that again. I'm going to show you from the side just because there's a lot of detail that I want you to see here. Your back stays straight. Your hips go back. Your knees don't go terribly far forward. And you stand up tall every time. Can you keep your neck and your head in line with your back? I want you to try to do that. Now, if you're okay with the hands on the legs, this time, inhale, arms come out, and then exhale, hands together in front of your heart. And now we stay in the down position. So this is chair pose. Stay in the down position of chair pose. Let's place the hands back on the legs if they're not already there. Inhale, lift your tailbone away from the floor. And then exhale, drop your tailbone down toward the floor. Feel what's happening through your mid-body. Now, where do you notice that you feel this? Are you feeling activity in your arms because you're leaning your torso weight somewhat on your arms? Do you feel some motion in your pelvis and your low back? What do you notice? One more time. All right, and then the back is neutral, and we're pushing off with the hands, and we're coming back up slowly. Make sure you're not lightheaded. And then we're stepping the feet out wide. We're facing one another, and we're turning the toes out. And then we'll inhale, legs are straighter. Make sure the toes turn out to match the knees. Keep your balance. Exhale, hands on the legs. Sit back and down. And then do that again. Can we circle the arms up like 12 o'clock if we were on a clock? And then exhale, circle the arms down, hands on your legs, or down to 6 o'clock if you're okay there. Just go with your breathing. Remember, this is all about you. This is your practice. This is your time to take it at your pace. As your knees bend, push them out. Don't let them collapse in. All right, inhale. As you exhale, this time we're coming down, hands on the legs, shoulders away from ears. Inhale, exhale, over to the right. So we get a little straightness in this left leg. The knee stays mostly over the ankle. That's your exhale. Inhale back to center, push your hips back, and then exhale over to the other side. Now we're going back and forth. I want you to peek at me. Drop your shoulder down on the straighter leg side. So you're twisting a little bit. And then back to center. Both knees are bending. Knees are pressing open. Exhale. Two more. So we're facing one another. Now we're going to come around over this way to the right, and we'll be in a low lunge. So you can drop your back knee down, and your back foot down if you want to. You can also have some extra padding under your back knee if you need it. This front knee is over the ankle. And then we'll inhale and we'll reach out in front of us and then exhale and tip forward from your hip. So keep your back long and straight. Inhale, maybe you reach a little higher than just out in front. Exhale down, and we'll do it again. And again. And then we'll pick up our back knee and we'll walk hand over hand around to the other side. So keep your legs on a railroad track instead of letting them be on a tight rope. Make sure that your front knee is here over your ankle. And then we'll inhale, take the arms out this time with the palms up. And then exhale. And we'll do it again. So lift your chest up. Open your chest. Two more. Do you have enough padding under your back knee? Make sure that you do. Take a moment. Get some if you need it. All right. Tuck your back foot under. Lift your back knee. Let's meet in the middle once again. Turn your toes out. Hands on your legs, halfway up and hold there. And then we'll lift the torso slowly. Sit back with your hips and press your knees open. Inhale. Exhale over to the right. And then switch. Keeping your top arm bent as you need to, or straightening it out more. All right, let's come back to the center. Slowly rise up. Keep your balance now. Turn your left foot in. Turn your right foot out and your right kneecap also. Then we'll sink into warrior two. So we're working on flexibility. So I want you to level out your pelvis because that really creates more flexibility through your groin, your inner thigh area. Front knee over the ankle. That also helps with that groin and inner thigh area. Turn your navel and your heart toward me, and then take your arms up and out. Now you can look toward your right hand, or you can look toward me. You can look toward your left hand. Any of those will work. Push your left heel away from you a little more if you can. And keep finding this levelness with your pelvis from front to back, as well as from right to left. All right, and then let's release. Keep your balance as we switch sides. Turn your right toes in. Your left toes turn out. Bending. Turning the navel and the heart straight toward me. Finding level with your pelvis. So if you don't have a mirror, feel for the bony landmarks. They should be level here, these bony areas of the front and back of your pelvis. That will tell you kinesthetically if you're level, if you don't have a mirror. All right, and then we're coming back to center. Now turn both sets of toes straight toward me. And now you're going to take your hands down onto the seat of a chair or onto some yoga blocks or stacked up books or down, fingertips or fists or palms. And then you'll try to keep your spine straight as you drop your head down toward the earth. Keeping your knees as straight as you can, which is why I'm giving you all those taller options for your hands. Remember, we're working on flexibility, so feel what's happening in the backs of your legs, the lengthening in your hamstrings and your calf muscles. All right, and then we'll turn the toes out with your knees a little bit soft. Take your hands on your legs. And we'll start to come up. Now it looks like we're going back into Warrior Two, but we're not. So turn your left toes in, right toes and knee turn out. Like I said, it looks like Warrior Two, but then we tip the pelvis over on its side and we rest our forearm here on our right thigh. So turn your chest toward the ceiling. Turn your pelvis toward the ceiling. And then take your top arm up. It's bent or it's straighter. And we'll stay here. Shoulders are away from ears, so don't let this kind of collapsing happen to you. Push the shoulders away from the ears and feel your strength. We're strong and we're flexible in this pose. You can look down or out at me or up. Are you still pulling your top hip back? All right, then let's release that. Push off with your right foot. Whew, let's go the other way. Turn in with your right. Turn out with your left. Sink down like we're getting ready to do Warrior Two with your chest and your navel facing toward me. And then tip your pelvis over. Feel the flexibility that needs to happen in your groin. And then rest your forearm, shoulders away from ears. Top arm is up or top arm is straighter. So the beautiful thing about yoga, besides that it's always with us, is that it always works for everyone. I mean, you can find a way to get into your version of this. Whether it's deeper than mine, like mine, up here, taller than mine, with more bent elbow than mine, doesn't matter. None of that matters. What matters is that you're here, you're doing this right now, you're breathing. So let go of any judgment or comparison. Even comparison with you today versus you yesterday. Just be here now. All right, and then we're coming up. Now we're coming all the way around to the right. We're taking our fingers down, fists, palms, or fingertips. You can use your yoga blocks here, and we'll stay on the tiptoes of the back foot. So inhale in your low lunge, and then we'll exhale and we'll start to straighten out our right leg as much as we can. And we'll stay here. So remember, we're working on flexibility. So press your back heel down. Try to straighten out your spine as much as you can. All right, and then your right knee bends. If you're using yoga blocks, take them with you. We're going around to the other side, walking around with the hands. Get your feet on the railroad track that they need to be on. Low lunge into your version of pyramid pose. Push your back heel down. It doesn't have to touch. It's kind of like downward facing dog. You're pushing it down even though it's not all the way down. You're pushing it in that direction. In a gentle way, of course. And then find the straightest spine that you can manage. Try to take most of the weight off of your hands if you can. All right, and then we're bending our left knee. We're coming to the center, facing one another, turning the toes out a bit, walking the feet in a bit, keeping the knees soft, and then transferring your hands up onto your legs. Go halfway up. Stay here for a moment. Long and neutral with your back. And then keep your knees soft and slowly hinge up. So we never want to go too fast with that. All right, now I need this space right here, Miss Prissy. We're bringing our feet all the way in and coming to where we started, mountain pose. You can keep your eyes open if you like. All right, and then we're moving into a standing figure 4 stretch. So that's a stretch for our hip, and in this case, we're going to start with our right hip. So it's a balancing pose on one foot. Again, I encourage you to go to a wall or a chair or a countertop if you need to. All right, here's how we do it. You can watch first and then join me right away. Crossing the right ankle over the left knee, pushing the hips back, resting the hands on the legs. Go ahead and join me now. Flexing your right foot. Now, if you absolutely cannot get into this, then you can cross your right ankle over your left knee and sit back. Push your hips back no matter what. Make sure that your back is straight and long. Can you feel the stretch in your right hip? Can you feel the stretch in your left hip too? The left hip is working, but it's also stretching a little bit. All right, keeping your balance now, coming up. Both feet are down, and we'll switch. Left ankle, flex your foot, sit back with your hips. Even if you're crossing ankle over ankle, you're still sitting back with your hips. All right, and then coming back up, taking both feet down, rolling the shoulders up and around, and once again, up and around. All right, now another balance pose where we're standing on one foot potentially, so make sure that you stabilize yourself against something if you need to. Take your right foot back, soften your left knee, and then if you can, bend your right knee with your heel coming toward your hip. And then if it seems like the right thing for you to do, take your right hand around your right ankle. Hold on to it. Bring your knees side by side. So feel this stretch down the front of your thigh and through the front of your hip as well. And then we'll go from there right into this. Cross your right leg in front, push your hips out to the left. So I want you to feel this stretch as your arm goes up. Feel it all the way from your side ribs, all the way down through your waist, through your hip, into the side of your thigh even. Push your hips out more if you can. Keep your front knee bent. Keep your back leg straighter. All right, let's come up. Separate your feet, arms down at your sides. Take your left foot back, soften your right knee, and then you can hold on to your ankle or just simply bend your knee without holding on. Your choice. Do bring your knees in close by one another. And then we'll release that and take the left leg across. Push your hips out to the right this time. Make sure you're supporting with your hand on your hip. All right, and then we're coming up. Uncross your legs. Now let's make a goalpost shape with our arms. And then we'll try to pull it back so it's past our peripheral vision. So you can't see your arms any longer. Feel that big squeeze across your upper back. And try not to back bend your way into this. Try to stay upright. Knees are just slightly bent. Feel that big stretch across the front of your chest, into the front of your shoulders and your upper arms. Can you feel that? And then we'll go here, little fingers against the sides of the hips, so little fingers. And then draw the elbows and shoulders back. Puff your chest out without puffing your ribs out. So this would be puffing the ribs out. Try not to do that. Just puff your chest out. Breathe. All right, and then release that. Roll your shoulders up and back and down. So how do you feel? More flexible and limber? I hope so. As usual, thanks for joining me. And until next time, be well.